Story number one is this thing that happened on Friday that most people are just still shaking their heads on 3 days later. But Trump and Vance clash with Zelensky in heated Oval Office dispute. This did happen. You didn't dream this up. This isn't some sort of Hollywood movie. This is what really happened at the Oval Office on Friday, where U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a meeting where the intention was the final signing of the document that would be the United States would get control of a good chunk of mineral rights for the Ukrainians. Now, this went back and forth from a shakedown saying, hey, we want $500 million right now to something that more of agreement to help them actually develop, because some of the thought process and the development, some of the deposits were essentially found 50 years ago. So they're based on old maps or mines, and a lot of this stuff is in Russian territory. So what they do about that one. However, in the middle of the opening stuff, just in the chit chat that's in front of the cameras, all of a sudden there was a turn. I'd say this would be a heel turn, but the heel's already there, where Donald Trump was just kind of going on about whatever. And then J.D. Vance sort of hit off at Zelensky saying, you didn't think us today. And then Trump went, that old guy, that other guy gave you a bunch of money and you're not thankful for us. And it turned into a shouting match where the bait was set and Mr. Zelensky, he fell for it. He went along with it. Call it pride, call it trying to defend himself, call it just not actually seeing this one coming, because no one really saw this coming. We thought he was going to be okay. We thought he was going to just sort of, nod his head, do as what he can, put his head down and sign this document and go for it so that he'd have some safety, some guarantees. He's pushing for safety guarantees for his nation. It didn't happen. There was a shout fest. You saw what happened. And then after the cameras left, instead of having a meeting to continue to talk, Volodymyr Zelensky was escorted out of the building, where he went next day to London to talk to the British Prime Minister and other folks who are now going to vow to do more for the Ukrainians, even though they're technically, by the numbers and standpoints for news reports, which you guys don't actually believe, they're doing more by volume, even though they're not doing as much as the actual states are directly. So that happened. All that happened. All that actually happened. That's just sort of the deal is that it happened. It may feel like a weird dream that happened as we wrap up February with the longest time in history for any politician doing anything. I think Trump can take that one to heart. But it happened. And we rolled into March for a fairly quiet weekend, although there's a lot of essentially commentary and discussion on what happened. But it did happen.